Top 10 Deadliest Volcanic Eruptions. Volcanoes are among the most devastating and dangerous natural forces in our past, but it is not just throughout history that they wreak havoc on human life, but right up to the 21st century. Their volatility and unreliability have changed our world's landscape over time, and also lives of the people living in their shadows. Here are listed the 10 most deadly recorded volcanic eruptions. Number 10. GALUNGGUNG, Java, Indonesia. Date 1882. Death toll 4,011. The volcano erupted in October in 1882. As well as killing 4,011 people, the eruption also destroyed 114 villages. Mount Galunggung is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a well-known collection of volcanoes along a horseshoe shape around the coasts of Asia and the west coasts of Central and South America. This particular eruption was of a volcanic explosive index 5 volcanic eruption. Number 9. KELUT, Indonesia. Date May 19, 1919. Death toll 5,110 when Mount KELUT erupted in 1919. Over 100 villages were destroyed due to lethal lahares that traveled a distance for 40 kilometers. During this eruption, 38 million cubic meters of water were ejected from the crater lake. The volcano has erupted on a large scale several times since 1919, including once in 1966 and again in 1990. Number 8. Vesuvius, Italy. Date 1631. Death toll 6,000. Since the famous eruption of 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius has erupted more than a dozen times. The volcano unexpectedly erupted between the hours of 6 and 7 a.m. on the 16th of December 1631. During this eruption, the surrounding area suffered from multiple earthquakes, large ash clouds, showers of rock and pumice, and a river of lava flowing from the conical crater of the volcano. The eruption lasted several days, and it was not until the 19th of December that rescue efforts were able to commence. Number 7. The LAKI volcanic system, Iceland. Date June 8, 1783 to 8th February 1784. Death toll 9,350. This eruption lasted a whopping 8 months, spewing a total of 14.7 cubic kilometers of lava and 27 kilometers of fissures. Despite the extremely high volume of volcanic material that was expelled from the volcano during this eruption, this was not the primary cause of the large death toll. It was in fact the deadly gas emission that was the killer. Large quantities of gas were released into the atmosphere, consisting of water vapor, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen chloride and fluoride. This ultimately created a cloud that remained over Iceland and proceeded to create acid rain, poisoning livestock and the soil. Number 6. Vesuvius, Italy. Date August 24, AD 79. Death toll 10,000. This is possibly one of the most famous volcanic eruptions in history, and it is particularly infamous due to the burial of 2 Italian towns, Herculaneum and Pompeii. This eruption is so well documented due to the eyewitness account of Pliny the Younger. During this eruption, Mount Vesuvius expelled a deadly cloud of volcanic gas, stones, ash and fumes that rose to a tremendous height of 33 kilometers. The eruption lasted 2 days, and the eruption was made even more tragic because of the fact that the unsuspecting residents of the Bay of Naples were unaware that they were living in the shadow of a deadly volcano. Number 5. Unzen, Japan. Date 1792. Death toll 12,000–15,000. The eruption of Mount Unzen in 1792 is the most catastrophic and deadly in all of Japan's history. The initial eruption triggered a landslide and tsunami. Mount Unzen consists of a group of composite volcanoes, and they are located east of Nagasaki. It is said that most of the death toll was as a result of the landslide and tsunami. Evidence of the devastating landslide can still be seen today. Number 4. Nevado del Ruiz, Colombia. Date November 13, 1985. Death toll 23,000. Despite being considered a medium-sized eruption, the volcanic event still had devastating consequences for the surrounding regions. The eruption commenced in the night and caused both cold and hot mud flows, which buried the town of Armero. After the eruption, there were intense debates about responsibility, as there were signs of an upcoming eruption, including earthquakes. The Colombian government consequently created a program to prevent incidents of this nature in the future. Number 3. Krakatoa, Indonesia. Date August 16 to 28, 1883. Death toll 36,000. Due to this eruption, a massive 2/3 of Krakatoa actually collapsed, destroying a large proportion of the island. There were significant effects felt across the world. The sound of the explosion was so loud that it was heard in Australia, and spectacular sunsets were experienced around the globe for months following the eruption. Number 2. Pili, West Indies. Date April 25, May 8, 1902. Death toll 40,000. At the time of the eruption, the volcano was thought to be dormant, but a series of eruptions began in April 25, 1902, resulting in the final eruption on May 8, 1902. This final eruption was so destructive that it destroyed the city of St. Pierre. There were only 2 survivors. Number 1. Tambora, Indonesia. Date April 10–15, 1816. Death toll 92,000. As a result of this eruption, the once tall volcano that stood at 13,000 feet was reduced to 9,000 feet. Also, due to the destructive eruption, 1816 became known as the year without summer, because the ash in the atmosphere reduced the temperature. This was felt worldwide, not just in Indonesia. Interestingly, it is thought that an additional 100,000 people may have died from crop failures as far as Europe and America due to the reduction in temperatures as a direct result of the eruption. Protection from falling ash. If you are unable to evacuate, and in order to protect yourself from falling ash, you should remain indoors with doors, windows and ventilation closed until the ash settles. If you have a respiratory ailment, avoid contact with any amount of ash. Stay indoors until local health officials advise it is safe to go outside. Listen to a battery-powered radio or television for the latest emergency information. Wear long-sleeved shirts and long pants. Use goggles and wear eyeglasses instead of contact lenses. Use a dust mask or hold a damp cloth over your face to help with breathing. Stay away from areas downwind from the volcano to avoid volcanic ash. Stay indoors until the ash has settled unless there is a danger of the roof collapsing. Close doors, windows, and all ventilation in the house: chimney vents, furnaces, air conditioners, fans and other vents. Clear heavy ash from flat or low-pitched roofs and rain gutters. Avoid running car or truck engines. Driving can stir up volcanic ash that can clog engines, damage moving parts, and stall vehicles. Avoid driving in heavy ash fall unless absolutely required. If you have to drive, keep speed down to 35 miles per hour or slower.